My name is Aisha Brian. The quest for 11-year-old Gifty Odanjo to get furniture for decent education in her rural school, Bimbilla DA Primary School in the northern region, moved her to uncontrollable tears. She questioned why they have to slam on hard bare floors, sometimes lying on their bellies just to have education. In the first episode of Ghana's Schools of Shame Season 2, Gifty makes a passionate appeal to the government to solve the problem. Features editor Jojo Kobina has more.
Children slumming on the bare, dirty floor in the name of education is common in many rural communities across the country. Pupils improvise by squatting, lying on their bellies or assuming weird positions on the floor just to get an education. Bimbilla Primary School in the Nanumba North District of the Northern Region is one of the schools with a furniture problem. About 6 classes sit on the bare floor to study. For many years, the nursery, kindergarten, all the way to primary 5 do not have furniture. The problem is bigger in the Northern Region. About 213,252 children are without furniture, and that is according to the Africa Education Watch. Children show up to school in clean uniforms but get dirty in less than 30 minutes upon arrival. Odanjo Gifty is a primary 5 pupil. To get access to a desk, she comes to school very early in the morning. The furniture situation here is based on a first-come, first-served basis, but she is not happy losing hours of sleep because of furniture. Gifty found a way to avoid lying on the floor to write, but she's not happy that her colleagues lie on their bellies to write.
Government blood up gonna tite. The gun can terte. A debayadan school cacatang. Ali lack of one young kanga, ipum bimena, never couldn't do the rochina. But come with cacatang. Uniform back by uniform, but the gun can terte.
At this point, tears cloud her eyes, and shortly after, all emotion she had bottled up finally let loose.
Ali Mabakasalakana, mark by uniform, my uniform backing. Unkataka, what I do to come up coats on in Ali to like being cook, what I batter.
She had endured enough of the humiliation. Her teacher, Janet Tijotap, who served as my translator, couldn't believe that the children are so affected by the furniture situation. She also shed tears.
During the rainy season, whenever it rains, it links from the up there. So they have to run into a small room over there. So she coming to school to see her colleagues lying down. When she look at it, she feels sad. So and that was what made her cry. I feel bad.
These tears are because of the pain of inequalities they had suffered for years. Teachers have not explored how children feel about sitting, lying and squatting on the bare, dirty floor to study. Many, including teachers, assume that the children are used to slamming it hard on the floor. But times have changed. The children are demanding equality.
Sir, it's very pathetic. The educational minister should try his possible means and talk to Akufo-Addo to solve this problem, because, like I said, she has been seeing her colleagues on TV, how they dress, how their classrooms look, but theirs is different. It's not even catered to the others.
In 2021, data from the Ministry of Education indicates that about 956,000 KG pupils, representing half of the national KG population, and 1.28 million pupils in primary schools lack desks in schools. Community members of Bakwaba say they have been supporting their children the best way they can. An NGO in education, School for Life, brought them together to ponder over the affairs of the school, to implement a project called Citizen-Led Educational Accountability Responsiveness, which aims at getting the community to hold the government accountable. Parents and some community members divided themselves into two groups, debating ways of supporting the school and also ways of holding the government accountable.
Look at it. Look at the class. I made some classes empty. So how does a teacher divide him or herself to teach two classes? It can't happen.
But back in the classroom.
Well, we've been joined by Peter Nochukotoi. He's the ranking member on Parliament's Education Committee. Grateful for your time, sir. First, how do you feel that in this modern day and age, children have to slap it on the hard, bare floor just to get education? Hello, Mr. Nochukotoi.
Yes. Good morning to you, Aisha.
Good morning, sir.
I hope you are doing well.
Very well.
Yes. I want to thank you and the multi-choice. You have done a very good job by going to the hinterland to see what is happening in our various communities as far as basic education is concerned. Seeing the pictures for some time now, I am very, very much disappointed. Disappointed in the sense that in this new century, things should be going the way we are seeing them now. Children lying on the floor and writing. How can we imagine that? We have failed as leaders in our responsibility to our people, especially those who vote for us to occupy the positions that we occupy in government. And we are not able to do what is expected of us. So I am very, very much disappointed. What is important is that we have neglected basic education to a very large extent. And that is the foundation which we should build. We are not building the foundation, but we have gone far and say senior high school is free, is this. My sister, for 2 academic years now, capitation grants have not been released. How come? How would the school authorities run the schools? There's nothing they can do. So all this is happening because the resources are not going to the right places to help our basic schools meet their demands as far as furniture is concerned. The common fund that goes to the assembly is very small. Everything is distributed in Accra, and then something just small is sent to them. How can they provide furniture with that money? Because it is very small. Then, if you come to get funds, that is where even the worst problem is. They have been trying to supply furniture, but I can tell you that this 2023 formula that they brought, which we couldn't approve because of a number of issues, you will realize that they have reduced their appropriation or what it should go to them. They have reduced it by more than 60%. They are taking just 39%. And that of 39%, they are going to pay debt out of it of 1.2 billion. So you realize that in their estimate for this 2023, they are not going to provide any furniture for any school in this country. Can you imagine that? So we are failing as leaders to look into this. So if in this 21st century, children will be lying on the floor to write, no table, no chair. In some communities, they don't even have the school, the infrastructure. Then I don't know where we are going.
So
education is collapsing in the country.
What's the role of your committee, the Education Committee of Parliament, in getting the Education Ministry, the GES, and other stakeholders to actually resolve this issue?
Yes, as a committee, we have met with the ministry, and then we said that they should increase the budget of basic schools. Now, the budget for basic schools or primary education is reducing year by year, and that is not the best. We should rather see appreciation, not a depreciation. So we have spoken as a committee that make sure that you increase the budget for pre-tertiary education, especially the primary level. Then again, we have also asked the Minister of Finance to provide GET fund with all the funds that are due to them. They should stop capping proceeds to GET funds, because everything about education is not financed by GET fund. Government only pays salary, but everything, every other thing, it is GET fund. And if you look into the budget for this year, they cannot even start any new project, basic school or secondary school. They cannot, because the money is just not there. Instead of 4.6 billion, they have been allocated only 1.8 billion. And they're going to pay a debt of 1.2 billion out of the 1.8. So they will be left with just about 600 million. And I know they have some commitments from last year. So they will be left with about just 55 million for administrative purposes. So no classroom block, no furniture, nothing. So government must sit up. We have spoken as a committee, but we don't have the whip. It is the government that has the whip, that can release money. They have the purse, they have everything. So we have been talking, and I think if the Ministry of Finance should listen to us, I think it will be better. We have spoken, and I think we have played our part.
Peter Nochu-Kotoi is the ranking member on the Education Committee. I'm grateful for your time this morning. We'll definitely look at how the Education Ministry will be resolving this issue, because look, we've had this conversation for quite some time now.